Caleb, what happened last time?
Last time on the whatever we're doing, we met some sickly warrior women who conscripted and enslaved us and admitted one of our member to their cult, and then we spent the rest of the episode getting confused by an elevator.
Yeah. I will do a little spoiler and tell you it's not an elevator, but the distinction is probably not even worth making.
I've come to that conclusion.
I keep calling it
afterwards.
Elevator, guys. Come on, there's a reason for that.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good. Now, having become confused by the elevator, and then nearly devoured by creatures after you were exhausted, and coming about into where you had trapped them on the other side, you were able to escape and you fled, and you made it back into the chamber where you helped Charles the Gourd and his friends, Mr. Hawk, Mr. Fish, Cat, and Fox, and you helped them to help their friend. Or at least that's what, I think that's what Chimera at least helped them to think. I think it was Chimera that did that. And you made it back to the...
face.
Yeah. And you made it back to the sanctuary of the warrior maidens of Madarua. And that's where you are now, where you've been able to rest.
And successfully convinced them that we had not removed our robes at any point.
Right. And you're sitting there now, and you're able to catch your breath, wipe the sweat off, and you realize that you've been here now for who knows how long, at least hours. A day? 2 days? You've slept here. Where are you? How long have you been here? The walls are only about 10 to 20 feet side to side and about 20 feet high. And everywhere around you, this place encloses in on you, and there's nowhere that you can go to get away from it. These albino, nearly translucent women, 2 of them are snickering, looking at something in the corner, and some of them are eating and muttering to each other. They're awake, and some of them are on guard, and you hear a bunch of muttering on the other side of the locked door that also has 2 guards in front of it. And then the exit has 2 guards, but it is not locked. What do you do?
I would like to pull my slaves together and be like, okay, what did we figure out about the buttons? I think they pertain to specific floors, because it seems like every time we hit the S button, we came back here.
So the top button brings us to goats. Ghosts, no goats yet. Thought there were a waiter. The second one.
For a second there.
The goats. Second one down. I think that leads us to the statue where we did our silly little loop-de-loop and learned a valuable lesson. I don't know what 3, 4, or 5 do yet, at least not in my notes. The wavy one is the door at, I think, the entry. That's the one we came through. So that would bring us back to the first part of the map, I think just before we lost track. The S brings us to the sanctuary where we are now, and I still don't know about the last one.
Okay, let's number the buttons. Like, what are they from like top to bottom? Like, how many buttons are there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
8.
6. Yeah, 8 buttons.
So 7 brings us here.
Yeah, 7 brings us here. 6, I think, brings us to the entry area. Number 2 brings us to the statue of... Who was it a statue of? It was the...
Snake baby?
Snaky boy, yeah. Statue of. Oh, I still just got. Usamagaras. Usamagaras, yeah. Statue of. I'm gonna put Snaky boy.
I just keep calling it a snake baby. That works for me.
Snake baby. And then, yeah, number 1 is ghosts.
You should be more careful when sacrileging the gods.
Okay, wait. Which one was ghosts? 3, you said?
Number 1.
Number 1.
So 3, 4, 5, and 8 are unaccounted for, as far as I'm aware.
We've been to 8, but I
And what was
can't for the life of
16?
me remember what was there. I think we came out on the floor with the scary things.
What
Was
was
it
6
8
again?
that brought us to 6 is
I think we got there
entry
originally from somewhere else. I don't.
Well, I was that I can't hear you over Caleb.
Oh, sorry. I'll, Caleb, you finish, and then I'll answer.
I'm just muttering.
Oh. Number 6 brought us to I think the entry. So when the guys, the B-men first brought us in, I think
Okay.
that's the one that. Yeah. No. That wouldn't.
I'm just
Is
gonna
that
put
what
question
the-
marks next to that part. I'm gonna say entry where B people took us in? Question mark? Question mark?
Yeah, so that would be not. That one wouldn't bring us back, but that would bring us to whatever floor. So that one would match the sanctuary floor, I think. We didn't go up or down for the sanctuary, did we?
Well, it's a Wonkavator. It doesn't go up or down. It goes every other direction. Okay, I think that'll do us for now. So we got 1 through 8. 7 is the S-shaped button for context. Let's go and get back to the Wonkavator and push number 3. And we'll just process of elimination this and figure out where the hell we are.
Actually, I figured
And really
something
quick,
out
I'm gonna
too.
go grab some more lasagna.
Interesting. I may have done something wrong, so I want to correct that. Since you all are doing this, I want to make sure that, let's see here.
Sometimes when I really mix up my notes, and particularly if somebody catches me, they're like, but wasn't this that? And I'll go, yes, it was.
Oh, I wouldn't. Oh boy.
That is the highest level of heresy in Ross World.
Not heresy, it's improv.
This is an ancient manuscript of D&D that I'm reading, so the numbers are literally faded from the PDF because it's print on demand.
Wait, seriously? How does that even work?
Wizards of the Coast, when they make scans for print on demand of these old modules, they don't. Some of them are not of high quality because they're scans of old copies.
Ah. That's like super shitty, actually.
Hey, you don't have to convince me of that. Let's see here. I just want to. I have something to give you all that I want to like not. I want to make sure that you don't not have this. It would be really crappy. And I think it's something that is not your mistake. So I just want to make sure.
Pictoglyph describing where the buttons go.
Right, it's something like that. It's not that, but it's something like that, and that would just be crappy, wouldn't it? So I just want to make sure. It's let's see here.
Now watch him post up a picture on all of our screens of the buttons again, but next to him there's like a little fake
Right.
ghost, like a man in a sheet next to number 1, and the snake baby statue drawn next to number 2.
Yeah. Okay.
Number 7's just a pair of boobs with swords between them. That was swords with a D, not yeah.
Okay, that was no.
Aha. Aha.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's just slightly off. The only thing that you need to know is that the original thing that I told you was wrong. And the only thing I told you initially is that you went downstairs and then you went down a corridor and then you made a left turn. That is the only part that's wrong. Okay? And instead, what you went down was a ladder. It is not well depicted here.
Well, I think we're lost anyway.
You are still lost.
Second ladder?
Huh?
You mean a second ladder? Because there were ladders in the tubes beneath the voice rooms that we were taking down.
Yeah.
And then all that other stuff.
Yeah, this is a second ladder. A second ladder that you went down. You did not go downstairs. You went down a ladder. And they just brought you into a room. That's all that happened. They brought you into a room. You went down a ladder. And down the ladder, you saw a hallway with a ceiling with a ceiling that had been painted sky blue, and a room on the other side with a golden marble altar and candle holders. Now, you didn't go into there, okay? From the ladder, they quickly brought you into a hallway and then into this thing that you press the buttons, the different symbols. That's the only thing. And with the poor lighting and stuff, you did not see anything other than that. Other than that, there was this like vaulted blue ceiling. There was an altar, and then you took a quick right, and then you were in a hallway. That's the only thing that was different. Okay. But okay. I just didn't. That would be very unfair. So I just wanted to correct that. It's not well depicted on this. Okay. So you said that you all wanted to go back down the hallway, go to the symbols, and you wanted to try one of the symbols. Was that right?
Third button from the top.
It's not letting me add more bookmarks. Third button from the top. Okay, so you all get up from resting. You get your equipment back on. You get everything ready, and you pass by the two warrior maidens, and you hear this commotion, and they're gibbering in this strange language. And these two warrior maidens that were guarding the far door that was locked on the north side of the room step aside as three warrior maidens come out, and one of them is like gibbering orders to them and stuff, and there are three of them with her. So the three that are with her, they come up to you, and she like salutes you by like raising her weapon, just like this. Specifically,
return the salute.
You return to the salute. She says, "We go to regain the honor of Matarua. Have you seen any of our forsaken enemies?"
And she means like the ghosts and stuff, right? I think not the bee people.
You're not sure. The bee people brought you here, but
that's why it seems weird.
Or I mean,
she would mean then.
It's up to you to decide what she means by that. Actually,
Was those the black robe followers of Zargon? Does that ring a bell?
Do you say that out loud?
Did we meet anybody? I'm trying to just start brain fart. It's like, did we meet anybody?
Met any black-robed followers of Zargon?
We just
oh no! Okay, wait. I remember. The enemy is the followers, not the Zargon. The followers of the dreaded Gorm. So I say yes. Let us march upon the followers of the dreaded Gorm.
Have you seen them, sister?
I turned to my slaves. Did anything we ran across look like one of those guys?
No, we did find a gourd, but not a gorm.
Do you say
Do
that
the
out loud?
followers of Gorm look like gourds?
She like scratches her skin and face, and she like she's kind of cross-eyed too, and she's like, I could see how you could make that mistake. I don't think they're gourds though. Now she looks a little confused herself.
And I don't believe we crossed their path, but please, if you happen to know where that path is, we will gladly march with you.
Then we will. And she and they salute, like they hold their stuff up. One of them hits another one for a certain amount of damage, and you hear a yelping noise, and they march ahead of you.
And suddenly our army has one less person in it.
Yeah, and they go out the hallway past the two that are guarding the door and the two on the other side, and they go up to the symbols. And they
Whisper to my slaves, sorry guys.
they press, and I'll show this again so you can look at it here. They press the bottom symbol, and after she presses the bottom symbol, the whole place kind of like shudders, and you can feel like the centrifugal force again. And but it doesn't take very long. It doesn't, this doesn't go on for very long, and it stops. And then the door on the other side is closed, and she's like, with you by our side and your new followers, a great warrior like yourself. She says this to Chimera. We can finally bring the heretics back to the true faith. And if we die, it'll be a worthy death. For two of my sisters are sick. And she nods to two of them. You don't know what she means by that, but they all look weird. So, and you see a door at the end of this hallway.
I mean, I send Caleb's character that I'm forgetting the name of again. Wait, no, I wrote those down.
You have to remember my name to send me. These are the rules.
Shit, I wrote them down, but not Caleb's. I'm just gonna go with Shia LaBeouf.
That's
You're Shia LaBeouf, right? Yeah.
I'm Shia less buff.
Yeah. Shay. I'm gonna prod Shay to go open the door.
Okay. Shay, do you do that?
I would like to go up and knock on the door politely.
All right. You hear a voice on the other end. Actually, no, that doesn't happen. Instead, make a save versus... Where's my character sheets?
I appreciate you sending the last person who should be checking doors.
Of the two potential.
I mean, I'm not going to risk the other rogue because that could save my life later on, so...
Man.
You can say save versus death, we all understand.
It's not save versus death. It's save versus spells, rods, and staves, but I don't have a gosh darn character sheet.
So it's a save versus lust.
Sorry.
Magic wands is a different save from spells, magic rods, and magic staves. This is an amazing system.
I just need a character sheet, and I didn't print one out because I'm a dum-dum. Here, let me just bring one up.
What do you need it for? What are you looking for?
Oh, I'm just trying to remember the saves.
Okay, so we got death and poison.
Spells, magic rods, magic staves, I assume is what you're looking for. Or spells versus save versus magic, which is different.
It's it's a save versus spell.
Alrighty.
And
I know how to
remember
spell.
that you can add your luck to this. If you want.
I have gotten below my save number.
All right. Do you want to add your luck to meet your save number, or can you?
Isn't rolling below my save number what I want to do?
In this case, you want to roll over it.
Oh shit! Saving throw, roll
Everything's-
over or equal on 1d20. Holy crap!
Yeah, everything is over with exception to usually d6 rolls and ability checks.
Basically,
Interesting.
if it's something,
Yeah, my magic can't save me. No, I'm. Yeah, it just happens.
all right.
I thought I did great.
You grab the door, or you try to knock on the door, and as soon as you rap the second time, all of a sudden electrical energy courses through you and electrocutes you for 5 damage.
I die. It's been nice playing with you guys. Thanks.
Yeah, 5 is like lethal damage. What the hell?
Yeah, you have several things left. Let's see here. Before you die. First thing is, you said
Oh,
you
no,
don't
it's
have
not
any
even
luck.
instant.
No.
I don't have enough luck.
Okay. The next thing is you got a few options. Oh, you can also, well, it's too late for that at this point.
Yep, I know.
Let's see here. The next one is, where's my freaking...
I mean, I feel bad. I didn't mean to get him killed.
What did you think would happen?
I thought like all the previous doors it
I'm
would
the
either just
wizard.
open or you'd survive like every other time.
The halfling is
Because
not here,
every
so
other
they can't-
time we didn't send me.
The second thing you can do is that if someone can reach you as they see this is happening, a ranger can attempt a wisdom check at advantage. Anyone else would do it normally.
Here it comes.
Shaw, I choose you.
We'll roll 1d20.
Night
First roll is a... Yep, succeeded on my first roll.
All right. So, you see that he's being electrocuted, and you're able to knock him away from the door, saving his life, stabilizing him at 1 hit point, but unconscious. And Shay, you can roll a d6 for your scar.
Oh, D6. All right. 1d6. That's a 1.
A 1. Aha. Okay. So, how would the electrocution affect your strength?
I imagine just a bit like mild muscle spasms and just kind of
You have
never
these
quite work right again.
Yeah, you have these muscle spasms. You receive -1 to your big strength score. So if that moves you into another category for forcing doors or for melee attacks.
No, I don't believe so.
All right, then that's what you receive from it. Otherwise, you are unconscious.
We have any... There was a potion that we had. We had found something that would help here. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, somebody got a potion, or at least a vial of strange liquid.
Okay, yeah, let's not use a strange liquid.
Inky black fluid in a vial.
Yeah, when he mentions that, and I'm just gonna let him very quietly know about the connection I made to that being what did all the weird deformy shit.
Right, yeah. Do they have any honey?
If you're not planning to have kids, I don't think it'll be a problem, but... Wait, did you just ask if we have any honey?
Yeah, the honey that they had would probably be really good. It gave us temporary hit points.
Yeah. They are like They shrug their shoulders like, no, they don't have any honey, the different warrior maidens with you. And then the lead warrior maiden is like, yes, this is the hateful magics of Gorm that would do this. And
So the wizard is currently down but not out?
right. He's at 1 hit point unconscious, and he's received a scar to his strength.
I mean, I don't think we brought him along for his strength anyway, so that's fine.
So you can either go back and then heal him back enough and take the time and rest that you'll need to eat, etc. Or I don't know. What do you think you'd what do you do?
Can we slap him awake?
Advise my other slaves to take him back so he can rest, because I feel like if we just all abandon this right now, it's going to cause problems with our only safe haven.
Well, I have an idea.
Okay.
But if you are going to stay at the door, what's the plan for the door?
I was gonna try and see if there's something I can find to, like, disarm the electricity. Like a rune I can stab or something.
Yeah, okay. So he starts murmuring, Shay starts to murmur. It looks like probably it would take 2 rounds, so that would take about 20 minutes for him to wake up at 1 hit point. But in the meantime, the door. Okay, let's see here.
Bashaw's taking care of him, making sure his head's not, like, cracking on the ground or anything like that. Keeping him elevated and...
Oh, hey, I didn't institute this rule, but I think I'd planned to. Shield shall be splintered, purple D30. I was going to offer the OD&D rule. I'm not going to keep adding rules. We'll just go with this, and it's okay. He'll wake up with 1 hit point. It's all right. Okay. Let's see, the door. You hear... first of all, you see a symbol as you take a look around the door. This takes 10 minutes anyways. Are you searching the door? I'll tell you what you see on the door first, and then you can decide if you want to search it. You see a lightning symbol on the door, and you see, it looks like the door is like locked, and that's all you can tell. The rest of it's just stone. Without searching it, like taking the time to search around it.
That lightning symbol may have been a giveaway. That's on us.
Yeah. Does the lightning symbol, like, seem magical in any way, as if that's where it came from, or is it just like a "don't touch this, it'll shock you" lightning symbol?
You are a wise thief, so that is an esoterra. So you can ask a question or make an assertion, and I have to give you at least a partial truth.
The door is clickbait.
Esoterra.
Kiki.
Door.
What happens next will
So,
shock you.
What is your assertion or your question?
Just let me know if somebody's already done this one and I've just forgotten the answer, but I would like to assert that the male statue... Wait, we had descriptions of the statues, didn't we, earlier on?
Yes.
Was the male statue very obviously a mage? I feel like it probably was, and I'm just forgetting.
The question is, was the male statue a mage?
Well, so I'm almost certain there was a very obvious description that would have answered this at some point, and I'm just forgetting it. But I mean, we're currently following warrior maiden people who are pissed off and blaming an electric door on magic people. So I'm thinking that Gorm is a mage, and we already know that Usamamagu blah 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 snake baby is the like a healer type dude or something, right?
He had a wand.
That's my assertions.
Your assertion. Okay, there we go. That is false. And instead, the statue of Gorm was of a god of war holding a thing of lightning.
Ah. Okay. Wait. That wouldn't make him magical? Or a mage?
Not a mage, no.
Hmm.
What do you guys think? What do we do?
Well, let's see. So is the door... Is it... I guess I can check it for traps to see if it's still... Like, I don't want to touch it if it zaps it, but I'm trying to tell if it, like, is it changed? Did it go off and it seemed like the next person to touch it is gonna...
Or is there still a magic circuit we could break?
Yeah.
Chimera, do you want... or... Oh, wait, you're a thief as well. Yeah, you can do a check for traps check. You would do a dexterity check and your check for traps, your d6 check as well. And take the... You'll get a better result from the skill check if you pass.
Gotcha. So it's
that does take 10 minutes to do. And so, Shay, you awaken with 1 hit point.
Ow.
And Bashaw is standing over you trying to minister to you.
So it's
Here, drink this.
so it's
Okay, I'll drink whatever it is.
It's just water.
The d20 you'll want to get under your dexterity, and then the d6.
I did for the d20, and then the d6. Is it a 1d6 in front of it? So we're still only level 1, right? We haven't leveled up yet. So that's gonna be.
Well, I don't know if... I don't think so.
No, I did the like. I think it was like.
I say that because I might be getting my games mixed up. There's like a couple.
Yeah, at one point I thought we might have leveled up, and then I did the math and like,
that's
oh wait,
what it was.
no, it was
Yeah.
confusion. Yeah. So it's a percentile then for. Or is it,
Oh wait, and I'm the one that checks for it. Sorry. Once
that's
again.
right. Well, I rolled a 6 on my d20 if I get to keep that one, but.
Okay.
Or you get to decide.
It was all a ruse.
Either way,
Yeah,
I
you
think I
have been
rolled
dead for
6.
20 years. But we went to the depths of the abyss and we rescued you. Do you remember anything?
You said I could have your inheritance.
Yeah.
We were best friends. Okay, this is what you see. As you check around the door, you don't touch it. You can feel that there's something about the door, but it's on the other side of it, and it's clear to you that that if you touch the door anywhere, this is activated from the other side. There's either some sort of artifice or magic from the other side of the door, and it's not just the lightning symbol itself. The lightning symbol is not any kind of mechanism, so you're not sure how to disarm or to stop this from this side of the door.
So is the door open? Can I tell, is the door open towards us or away from us? And is there like a handle? What's the mechanism on the door?
It looks like it would open away from you.
Okay. So got that 10-foot pole. I don't know if it's a it's a wooden pole, so I don't assume it wouldn't be conductive. But is there like a latch or anything if I pushed on it? That's, I guess. Do I need to turn something to open it anyway? Because
Is the door wooden?
It's stone.
it's stone. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know how, based on that zap, that we saw. I'm trying to, it's like, with a 10-foot pole, maybe.
We're gonna
You
have
know.
to conduct an experiment.
Yeah.
All right, we know who's touching the door next.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna try to come up with like a trick to kind of like use the 10-foot pole. It's this wooden pole that you can put together to try to press on the door to open it. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I was like, assuming that I can, it's not obvious, like, well, you have to turn a handle, and I can't do that with the pole.
Hold up. What weapons did the people who came with us have?
They have spears.
Someone's just got like a big old hammer, because that'd be really great right about now.
No.
Can I check the wall to either side of the door, like within 5 feet of either side of the door, and see if it would just be smarter to try and break through the wall?
You can do that, but let's see. It's not obviously apparent when you first look, so you can take 10 minutes to search in the area to see if you can find anything.
I would like to do that before I let Ratbite Ben kill himself.
Is that okay, Ben?
Oh, yeah, because I'm still trying to make sure, you know, like, then based on investigation of the door and all that kind of stuff,
And-
that I'm not going to zap myself to death if I poke it with a stick.
I'd also like to offer him the advice of wrapping like an empty water skin or wine skin around the end, because I don't think leather conducts electricity very well. So it would further protect him from whatever the fuck's going to happen if I don't find a wall to break.
Shaw's gonna ask the warrior maidens if they're familiar with any of the tricks and magics of Gorn, and if they have any way of getting past them.
Yes, this is the problem that we have when we come here. It's their magics. The Brotherhood of Gorm, those unbelievers, those infidels, they barricade themselves behind this door, and their lesser god Gorm, who is one of the great three, but they worship him improperly. They use the power of storms, and they have a love for storms. And when storms happen, they fall down in adulation and worship, because they believe it's the voice of Gorm himself.
That's useful
Do
information,
you
but I
get
kind of look
many
at the side.
storms in here? Underground?
They look
You
at
know
each
what a
other
storm
like,
is?
This would be our halfling with all his pots and pans might be useful if only he were here.
Okay, so anyways, you can also do a search check, Chimera, and you are a wise thief, so you can do it at, you can do a search check, which is for a thief.
I have this uncomfortable feeling that they have never actually been to the other side of this door, and we are presently doing what they have been doing for the past 30, 40 years.
Yeah, poke it with sticks, see what happens. Ah!
I'm gonna give you a 3 and 6 is what I'm gonna say for you to be able to find something at the door.
Alright, so I want below a 3 on my d6.
A 1,
and-
2, or 3 on a d6.
Okay. And that's the only thing I'm rolling?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got a 2.
A 2. Okay. Let's see. Okay. You hear murmuring on the other side of the door. It sounds like there are people there. You also find that there is a mechanism in the center of the stone that first appeared just like a hole, but you're when you look into it, you're confident that the mechanism on the symbol of the lightning could be manipulated to open the door. Using anyone who has thieves' tools, they could do it. However, there's no doubt that the electricity would also go off on that person.
Okay. I will stop Ratbite Ben from poking it with his stick, because I have thieves' tools and a will to die, I guess. I am going to empty a water skin I have and a wine skin I have and use them as makeshift gloves to attempt to not die while I attempt to
Slosh
jimmy
that on the
the
door.
lock.
See if it zaps it or anything while you're dumping that out. Or give me some of that wine to drink.
Yeah, I think we can find a better use for the wine.
I mean,
So you're
I could
right
use a
under the
drink
door.
right now.
Usually in a medieval fantasy world, I'd say probably somebody doesn't have that level of knowledge of electromagnetism. However, you're a wise thief, and I think it's really clever, so I'm going to say that is another Esoterra.
Thought of something to add to that. And if you're pouring out liquid, pour it like under the door, and then maybe it'll go behind the door, and whoever's on the other side will get a bit of a surprise.
What direct is the floor sloped? Is it sloped in their direction or our
Slosh that
direction?
under there, yeah.
Be one of those little squeegees.
That's
It's
actually
a water skin. I just
so I'm
squeeze that
gonna
out.
try that. I'm just gonna very slowly pour some water like towards the crack in the door, and if it doesn't flow under the door, I will stop quickly.
It does flow under the door. It's just slow.
And I'm just gonna keep pouring it until it's empty.
The only thing that is of note is like water is really precious here. You will have limited ability to resupply your water in the sanctuary or anywhere else.
Hey, there's plenty of water around. You just gotta, drink.
I
some
love
blood.
the idea. I just wanted to note this. And then the thing to know is that it's sort of a slow death, because what happens is if you don't have water. So the first thing is, who is losing water, and did anyone have any extra?
I thought.
I mean, I assume it's just me because I literally have a water skin
So
and
use
a
a
wine
water
skin.
skin and a wine. So use the wine, which means you don't have wine, which is fine. But then you also lost your water skin, right?
got 9.
And I think I got at least
You have
one of my
9
party
water
members.
skins. Okay, well, it looks like
The
he's got-
Rangers
I
prepared.
have
yeah.
less
Ranger.
than that, but more than none. So
yeah.
I've got one that I'm not.
Okay.
No, I got 2 water skins. Okay.
So no danger there. I do want to note, this is one of those tutorial pop-up things, like what would happen is every time you take a rest, and this is my interpretation of the rules, every hour you have to rest and you have to eat and drink water. If you can't do that, I start applying negative modifiers that grow over time. And that also happens per day in a wilderness travel. If during the day you cannot have food and water, you can't, then you'll start getting more and more negative modifiers. You basically can't rest without food and water. So, but that's okay. Got tons of water, so you spray it down there. So, Chimera, you lost a pint of wine and a thing of water. And it sounds like Basha, you'll give her another thing of water so that she can have water and food when she rests.
I think we've probably got an empty one kicking around too.
A couple of things happen. Esoterra, lightning, electricity resistance with leather. I feel like that's very useful. It's clever, so I'm going to give you an Esoterra for that. It's just something that you discover. And it works. You're able to pick the lock. It activates the electricity, and you hear screaming on the other side.
oh, I feel your pain.
I turn back to not my slaves, but all the warrior women, and I raise my empty skins and I roar triumphantly.
They roar back. Oh!
And then I point at the door and say, "Charge!"
And they charge. They charge into the door, where Did you do this right away, or do you wait a minute? I think if you do it right away, they're gonna be cooked.
Even if I do it right away, it's gonna take a minute because I'm cheering.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so like they charge into the door, which you've been able to open, and the door opens. They come onto the other side, and there are these 2 dead bodies on the other side. And first of all, let me describe the bodies. And they have oh man.
So we couldn't murder the gourd people, but we could murder these poor saps.
Confirmed enemies.
They have iron chainmail over top of a blue tunic, and they have iron armor in other places and swords, and they have a surprised look, and looks like they were cooked to death and smoking slightly, standing in this liquid. And they charge on the other side, and they raise their spears in the air, and then the leader turns back to you and she says, "This is a glorious day for the true god of the Synodikians. For Mararua, Mararua, Mararua," and they start cheering, and it creates a lot of noise.
I would like to keep me and my slaves on the other side of the door, having not charged in with them, and say, "Yes, continue onward. We will follow shortly once I've confirmed my first slave that almost died is fine. We'll catch up and we'll have much glory together."
They charge forward to another door, which is also locked like this, and then they're confounded again.
I'm gonna check these guys for keys.
Before you do that,
Check them for lightning traps.
oh no, I mean, I'm not telling you what to do with that, but you hear a skittering. Let me.
Oh. No.
Like some centipedes we escaped from.
Not like this.
I need a bunch of different dice.
No, you don't. You stop that.
Oh dear God.
Let's see. And it's,
Actually, let's switch places. We'll handle the door. You guys just kind of guard the rear.
here's what it is. Here's what you hear a skittering back down the hallway, and then like a, and that's all. But you can continue on what you're doing.
Down our hallway or the one ahead of us that we didn't charge in?
The one you came from.
So behind us, there's skittering sounds.
Mhm.
Can we see the not elevator door?
It is dark, and your lantern does not go that far.
Okay. That's
Is it a
concerning.
familiar skittering sound?
No, they are not familiar. It has a sing-songy, clicky quality to it.
Shaw's gonna go up to the door and just give that a little bit of a close.
You're gonna close the door from the other side?
Yeah.
Okay. You close the door. And anyways, you said you were gonna search the bodies of these people, so I will also let's see what they have. Well, anyways, they have chainmail, which is still in good repair. 2 shirts of chain. Who's the group treasurer? Somebody keeping track of the goods that you guys get? Somebody want to volunteer for that?
I mean, I've been keeping track of the ones I've been picking up.
Well, I'll just throw this out here. Anyways, you find two, and Bashar, you said you were searching them.
Yeah.
You find two chain shirts. You find two iron helmets, two steel short swords, and you find 18 gold pieces.
Ooh.
And clinking they're carrying about 45 silver pieces.
Okay, I've noted those.
Anybody
And
need
you'll-
those swords?
I don't need the swords, but I would like to shove one of the blue tunics in my bag for later.
Tripping these bodies.
When you search
going
the
once,
bodies,
going twice.
I also want to note that as you search them, you find that they have a small blue lightning bolt tattooed on their right shoulders. Both of them do.
Very cool. All right. If nobody objects, I would like to take the two swords, as is my way.
All right.
I was gonna take one of those if nobody wanted. I could use a.
Okay, you may have one sword.
He asked like 4 times. Where were you then?
This hallway goes on about 40, 50 feet, you're not sure, and then it turns left 90 degrees down a stone hallway, and just shortly after that you can see the light of torchlight of the warrior maidens, and they're muttering and arguing about something.
I would like to hide and eavesdrop on what they're arguing about.
Okay. There's a thief skill for that, so you can make a dexterity attribute check, and then you can also make a hide and I would say this is move silently is the key for you here, and you'll get a better result if you pass your skill check. But
And I want lower than my skill?
you went lower than dexterity, and also with the
Cool.
skill, you went 10 or lower at level 1.
D100, right?
I just rolled double 2s, so I'm good on both of those.
Oh wow, okay. You are able to completely hide silently and hear and see everything that's going on. And you're able to see in their torchlight that they are arguing about... one of them feels that like they've already achieved such a victory, they should return home. Because this is the greatest battle that they have seen in their entire lives. And probably the most glorious moment in history that will probably be recorded for the next ages. And you get the sense that an age for these people might be a year or something. And then the door is the same as the previous door, which the other lady is like, no, these people have brought us to this point. It is our destiny. We must charge through this door. That is what she ordered us to do. And the others are like, no, that's crazy. We don't want to do that. But then next to them, you also notice that you also notice that next to them is a change in the wall that is similar in nature to where you saw the creatures eating in the barrels. Like the artwork is different on that side of the wall than it is in the rest of the corridor. So that is all the stuff that you see, and they don't notice you at all.
On the right or the left?
She sees it on the left side. Yeah. What do you do, Chimera?
Last time we just like pushed on it and it opened, right?
Mm-hmm.
I will slowly stroll up to the group with both my hands behind my back like some kind of confident military person. And I will pull out one hand and hold it up, palm open, like to silence everybody. Does that silence them?
If you do that, then like they spin around, they have their spears, and then they bring their spears back. And the leader of the group is like, "You're like a ghost." And then you hold up your hand, and then she's like, they're all silent. And then
I nod slightly to the one who wanted to follow my orders, and I turn to the ones who wanted to leave, and I say, if you desire to retreat, you are welcome to. But when, not if, when the rest of this group returns, we will be spreading word of your cowardice.
What's your charisma modifier?
-1! Or no, +/-0, so nothing.
Okay.
That's better than -1.
They look terrified, and one of them like drops to her knees weeping and crying, and the other one starts consoling her. They feel like their lives are over.
Those of you who wish for more glory, take heed. See here, this wall is not quite right. My slaves and I have come upon this before. And as I say that, I want to be like looking at the wall for any lightning symbols.
No lightning symbols.
I want to like motion for my slaves to join me, and then I want to just like, I'll touch the wall first, like open palm, just to see if anything happens.
Nothing happens.
And assuming I don't die, I'm just going to keep pushing harder until my slaves join me to help me open the secret door that I think is there.
As we're approaching, I kind of like when we're a few feet away, I kind of turn to Shay and I just put my hand out and I just shake my head a little bit like,
While I was out, I had a vision. I communed with my god, and I rededicated myself, and as a part of that, I've sworn off doors for the rest of my life. Yeah, that's
and enjoy being trapped in this small section of hallway that has 2 doors.
Yeah, I won't.
Okay,
His
yeah.
life will not be very long, I imagine.
Nothing happens when you touch the door, Chimera. There's artwork on the door that depicts people in supplication to the 3 gods.
They're getting struck by lightning.
No.
It's not very accurate artwork.
I am going to give my slaves a rude gesture and then ask the other warrior ladies to help me push on the wall.
You do that, and you push on the wall, and this one slides forward and in and then off to the side again, and suddenly it opens into a small corridor to an iron ladder.
And I just turn looking at the warrior women and hold out my hand like I'm pointing to the corridor and say, "Behold, we have passed a second door this day. Did you ever in your wildest dreams imagine you would make such progress in this never-ending war?"
They
have 2 doors.
They're one's like holding the other one while she's weeping, and she comes forward on her knees and starts begging an apology. And then another one's like, "Truly, this is the chosen of Madarua."
Yes, I am best friend to the other chosen that was abducted. We must save him.
Who is him?
Bungo Dewfoot was the little one that was with us, that was taken by the enemies.
The little one, but he stole our god.
No. He and your god were stolen. Yes.
They all gasp.
Your shock is the correct face to make.
Who's behind
Yes.
him, giving him a yes man? That's right. That's how it happened. Mhm.
We were all there.
Snatched by those gormies.
Now, let us continue forward as I remind my slaves that he who does not work, nor shall he eat.
They mutter something like it is written, although they can't read.
Yes.
So, but still on.
Opened secret door with help of warrior women. Slave party was inept. Okay, that's a good note to have.
I died in your service.
Yes, but the other two have no excuse. And you only kind of mostly died. I mean, clearly you're not dead.
Okay,
A
so
little bit.
Whatever doesn't kill you, you'll wake up from.
um,
It really hurts.
I mean, he's a wizard. I don't expect him to
Oh,
get made
dear.
stronger.
so you guys go up the ladder?
I let the warrior women go up the ladder.
Oh boy. Okay.
I'm leading from the back.
They start climbing up the ladder, and you hear this ruckus, and they I'm gonna see what they actually. Let me see.
I hear crunching sounds.
Okay. Yeah. So you hear them like. "Ah!" like start yelling, and all of a sudden you hear like screaming and slashing, and there's like a battle up above you.
You got this.
Can I, like, go stealthily up the ladder?
You can see at the top of the ladder, that there's this. It opens up into another stone room. There's some incense blowing up here, and some you can smell cooked food. It looks like it's occupied. Okay. And there are men that are clashing blades with these women, and the women have already killed several of them, but they're outnumbered badly, and there's more coming. That's what you can see from where you're at.
Just as I had prophesied at the door, the day of two doors would end in tragedy.
But you never said that. You just said you're afraid of doors now.
He said he says they have two doors.
Oh, did he say that before? I missed that, I guess.
Yeah, yes, it's understandable. The good prophecies only truly make sense in hindsight.
I would like to very carefully... Is there any slope to the edge of the ground around the top of the ladder? Like, does it slope any obvious direction?
What's your intention?
I want to pour one of my flasks of oil out in the hopes that it will flow towards the combat, and then I'm just gonna fucking set everybody on fire. I'm kind of done with all these people. I mean, it sounds like all the people I brought are going to die anyway, so it's mostly going to be an enemy body count for me.
So
mostly.
The goal is to basically throw flaming flasks of oil into the room for splash effect.
Yes, but I'm trying
goal?
to like make it like an oozing trail away from me, so I can just very carefully light the edge and slide down the ladder while all hell breaks loose.
I'm going to say that would be very difficult because there is like active combat right out in the open where this ladder is. So I'll give you two options. One is that you can attempt a raw hide in shadows check, which is very hard. It's very unlikely that you'll pass it. If you fail it, then there's a chance that then you might end up in combat. Maybe. We'll see. The other option is you can blindly just toss the sucker. Like throw it up in there. Like a grenade in a room. And the way I'm going to do that is you will roll to hit an AC 10 with a dexterity attack. And if you fail it, you roll a d12 for a random direction that it ends up. Like, do you end up getting it up there?
I want to take that route.
Okay. Roll to hit a AC 10.
Do I need higher or lower?
Higher. So it's an attack. Ranged
So that's
attack.
12.
12. Okay, so it passes. So it hits, and then it's a splash damage effect. So, the way splash damage works is splash weapons. So, within 5 feet, so I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. I'll say that, like, so you're basically not joining them in combat, right? You're, like, saving your skins.
No, yeah, basically I threw this and then slid. Like, I was holding onto the ladder when I threw it, and then I just slid down.
So what I'll say is you wait until it's pretty clear that they're going to lose. And actually, let me give them a chance, because maybe they won't lose.
In which case, I will become the worst villain in the town.
No, we won't do it if that happens. Yeah.
So while we're all down here at the bottom of the ladder listening to the fighting going on up there, I'm just like, ooh, so, hey guys, if they die up there, then they captured us, and these are our they saved us, right?
We were enslaved.
We were enslaved and captured by those Mata ruins, and when those ladies die,
Yeah.
we can convert to Gormanism because they saved us from the evil Mata ruins who captured us, right?
So
That's why I stole the blue tunic, you guys.
Just making sure we're on the same page, but while this is all going down.
God, like we can get on the Gorm's good side instant.
against all odds,
I mean, I love Matarua.
you're about to like toss this grenade, and you are saying this stuff like you're down at the bottom. You've got like the oil flask. You're like talking about this stuff, and then like it goes quiet, and you hear the battle cries again of warrior maidens of Matarua, but there's only 2 of them, and that's all you hear up above you.
Matarua be praised.
Can I tell which 2? Like, is it 2 of the ones that wanted to run away, or 2 of the ones that were masculine enough to not do that?
It was the one who the 2 things happened to. First of all, it's the one that got stabbed. And then subsequently the one that wept and begged for your forgiveness.
Well, I mean, since we're down to just those 2 survivors, I'm gonna be like, "You have done well this day. Return with your heads." Yeah, that'd be smart. I'll climb up there and say it instead of just like saying it up the tunnel. That would be smart.
Good job, guys!
You see what they think about. They're not very smart, but yeah, okay, they dig it. They thought you were here. Okay, go ahead.
So yeah, I'm just gonna be like, "You've done well this day. Great, you were greater than any in several generations before you, and can return with your heads held high, and brag of your exploits with my blessing."
They're wounded, but they cheer and they salute you and they raise their spears and then start to hobble off back down the ladder. And I will describe to you what is in this room. First of all, there are 10 plus... there are 13 dead bodies on the floor in a pile. This room is only 10 feet by 10 feet. It is a super close combat that this happened in. And it has 3 double bunk beds along the wall. The men on the ground all have chain mail armor over blue tunics. Their armor is ruined. And but you are able to find among them about 3 steel short swords that are still serviceable. The rest of their stuff is pretty useless. I
advised my party to find blue tunics that fit and steal them.
They each have, the tunics, and they also have golden masks. And the masks look like a long-haired, bearded man with a stern gaze.
Are we talking like solid gold or gold painted?
They are made of solid gold, and there are 10 of them,
We definitely steal
X.
all of these, but I
Yeah.
advise everyone to hold on to one for the purpose of disguise at some point.
They're each worth at least 20 gold pieces worth of gold.
Keep those masks.
There is another person who is larger than the others and slightly older with a much fancier helmet. There's barrels of food and water here.
Stock up.
Oh, I'm wrong. Actually, I wrote it here. No, that's all true, but the masks are worth 100 gold pieces each.
Holy crap!
I skipped ahead because I
Might actually level up tonight.
Let's see here. What else? There's a ton of details about just this one area.
Any lightning spells? Spells with lightning, perhaps.
The one older man has an odd looking. Let me see what his helmet looks like. It is an odd looking helmet.
Hoping he has a wand for the wizard.
We're doing such good thievery, and we're not learning nearly as many arcane secrets. I'm starting to regret my career choice just a little bit.
I'm not.
I mean, if it makes you feel better, I only get 50% experience for thievery.
This helmet, it has I can't remember what they're called, but the type of helmet, it's called a hauberk, right? It comes across like that, but then it has like a visor, but one of the visors, instead of an open eye to look through, has a gem.
Ooh.
As someone who is of the wise, I would like to try putting this on.
You want to put
My
it
head.
on?
Yes.
Okay, you put on the helmet, and now I have to look things up.
I have to check what curse that was.
Oops.
Let's see what happens. Interesting.
Doesn't matter. Got the item.
Okay. You put it on. Nothing seems to happen. What do you do with it?
Like, do I see anything through the gem? I kind of assumed it was like some kind of magic vision.
Nope. Looks like you can't look through the gem.
Like
Oh.
it's not
The
a gem,
dude
but
that
a
it was-
rock? Or-
Like it's a gem, so it just, it's so diffuse it's hard to see through, especially in
Was
the
the
dark.
man who this was taken from, did he have 2 functioning eyes?
He did. Yeah. Yeah. Let me make sure that
Imagine that would be painful for his existing eye.
I mean, not anymore. Because he's dead.
Magic
I wasn't
seeding
going to be
and-
so crass in a room full of 13 dead people, but yeah, you're right.
okay.
Does anyone
Yeah.
want to say a prayer for the dearly departed?
I'm not even certain the dearly departed in this case have souls. I'm almost certain they're all
You're
monsters.
just no mercy out of you.
That's some
I
theological
mean-
questions I don't think I'm equipped to answer.
We went through a magical portal. We're dealing with subterranean mole people that have never seen the light of day, but somehow know what a storm is. I don't think they're people.
Oof.
Oof.
I mean,
I mean,
You're
They're
I'm
mole
starting to
people.
second
Poor
guess some
Sean's
of my-
like, yeah, all this stuff is happening. He's like, and I'm the bad guy?
yes,
He's like,
pretty,
hey, who am I traveling
pretty
with?
evil.
Okay. Yeah, so you put the helmet on. Nothing seems to happen when you put the helmet on.
all right. Am I certain that the only 2 surviving women have left for sure?
Yes.
Cool. I'm going to take off my green robe and bronze mask and put those in my backpack, and I'm going to don the blue tunic I stole earlier. And does the mask, or does the helmet have its own mask, or can I wear both the gold mask and helmet at the same time?
You probably don't have to. No, you could. I'm going to take that back. You could do that because it has like the beard, like the man.
I do that because I'm almost certain that this is going to be the exact opposite, and that women are frowned upon in this situation.
Is everybody doing this? Is the plan to disguise yourself like these people now?
I think that's a good idea. I'm just worried about those other two women because there was that horrible monster on the other side of the door.
They
Oh,
can
shit.
handle themselves. They killed
Oh, yeah,
10
let's see what
innocent
happens
men
with that.
Just to be
effortlessly.
clear, this isn't like with Charles the Gourd. I genuinely forgot about the monster this time.
We do that. It seems.
We almost intentionally murdered them, but instead we've accidentally murdered them.
Right. Okay, so all right, so everybody puts these things on. They put the masks on, and you're in this room. You clearly climbed up a ladder, and then in the room, I'm so sorry, I forgot to mention there are 3 doors. There's a door on the north wall, on the west and east walls.
Any lightning bolts on these doors?
It looks like one of the doors is locked. You don't see any lightning bolts. This
Did
does
Fat
not.
Boy have a key on him?
You mean the guy that had the fancy helmet?
Yes. I'm calling him Fat Boy because I don't know his
Oof.
name. He's dead.
We're in magic helmet.
He did. And also, no lightning bolts on the other doors.
I would like to give Ratbite Ben the key since he found the lock.
Okay. And this is like just a 10-foot by 10-foot room, did you say?
So it's
Yep.
too small for his pole.
Yeah, so I'm not... Okay. And sorry, were all the doors locked? Which ones were locked?
The one on the west side is locked.
West was locked. Is there anything distinctive about it other than it being locked?
Nope. It's just you can see that there's a stone door and a mechanism where one would put a key and then probably slide the door. This is what it looks like.
Okay. I guess before I open any door, I want to check it for traps.
That'll take you 10 minutes.
Okay, everybody okay? Unless somebody's in a hurry.
All right, you can
I feel like
check for
freaking
traps
stop.
using your skill, and you can roll under your dexterity or try to.
Okay. Do I roll for those? I'm happy to do it.
Oh yeah, I roll for those. Thank you for reminding me. My pencils.
While we're spending this 10 minutes, I would like to say a few words for the dearly departed. I hope that Gorm and or Matarua takes you to your afterlife of preference. Amen.
Yeah, he's
Shaw's
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
gonna drag a bed over and cover the ladder.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you cover
Almost
cover
put
the
a bunch
ladder.
of bodies in the sheets. You know, how many beds are there? Tuck them
3
in.
beds.
Maybe.
That's horrifying.
I'd like to pull Bashaw aside and just like really quietly whisper with him and be like, "Hey, you notice the wizard's getting a little preachy with his near-death experience there?"
He has seen the great beyond. It changes all.
I think you're being really cavalier about all
my
this.
goal is for you not to even hear it, so
It's
I
a
hope you're not like
10-foot
any.
by 10-foot room. Good luck with that.
I'm a thief.
Ben, you don't seem to find any traps.
Okay, well. We want to go through the locked door, everybody?
Sure.
then I will. Well, I guess I'll listen at the door.
That's another 10 minutes.
Ooh, 10 minutes of listening. Can we start double multitasking?
I mean,
or one
at
listens
first,
and-
at
That's
first
a good
appearance, at first
Yeah.
appearance, no, it doesn't seem like to be
Yeah.
the case. Yeah.
No, that's cool. I'm just thinking for future reference, if anybody wants to listen while I'm checking for traps, I don't know if we can double multitask there.
Yeah.
But regardless, yeah, I'll open the door.
Okay.
I just look at Shay and I'm like, somebody was listening, just not in a helpful way.
You go, you click it, and then you push it slightly, wait to see, nothing happens. And you're able to push and slide fairly easily. And I'll describe to you what you see on the other side. In the center of this room, you see a 10-foot tall cage. And in the bottom of the cage is a pile of coins and gems. Hanging from the top of the cage is a giant beehive. Several large, 1-foot-long bees are buzzing around the room as you open. The mesh of the cage is wide enough for them to fly in and out. And there's also a 1-foot square hole high in the south wall. There's a door on the southwest wall and another one on the northeast wall. And yeah, that's what you see.
Northeast wall and the southeast wall?
Yep.
How big is this room?
It's about 15 to 20 feet or so wide and about 10 feet. I'm sorry, from east to west, about 15 to 20 feet and about 10 feet north to south.
Okay, and this was the west wall that I went through, our west door, right?
You came through the east door.
East door. I got my east and west mixed up. Okay. Makes more sense there. Okay, then. This cage is in the middle of the room.
And there's these
And-
two giant fat bees.
And it's
Like,
the southwest wall, so that would be
Hey.
near the door.
Don't weight shame the bees.
Yeah,
Sorry.
southwest wall and northeast wall. You just fat shamed some poor dude that you stole his mask from.
And
Murdered.
murdered.
And
Don't
murdered.
forget the murder.
Yeah,
You
but
just walked
he's
through
like
after
a
the
fully
murder, to be
sentient
fair.
creature who should be able to control himself. Bees
He
are
meant-
just animals that live by instinct. Come on,
Speaking
man.
of
He
controlling
meant he is
bees,
fat.
are they stuck in the cage or can they traverse the room?
They can traverse the room and currently are, and I'm gonna see if they notice you
I would like.
or
Should I slide this door back shut after I
They don't seem to be coming towards you. One of them like and then fatly lands on the far northeast wall corner and just kind of sits there and kind of skitters a little bit on the wall. And then another one's like and then lands near the giant beehive and then like squeezes itself into that mesh and then comes back out.
Does there appear to be any food and or water in this room for the bees?
From what you can see, no. I also want to note
Okay.
that the bees are not attacking you.
Yeah, I would
Yeah,
like
it's-
to enter the room with far too much confidence.
I would
go
like
to
to.
an-
Oh, sorry, I thought you were done.
Go to a neutral. No, I'm not just going to stand in the bee room for fun. I'm here for a reason. I would like to go to a neutral part of the room, sort of not in the way of the doorway, but not where the bees are. Take out a pint of wine and pour it in a nice little puddle, and then depart the room hastily.
You do that, and the bees don't bother you.
I would like to insinuate while he's doing that the high up hole must be an exit to the outside world, because why would they have a hive here if they could leave the cage and don't have pollen in the cave?
Maybe they eat the bee people.
So yeah, any indication of honey in this hive? But,
Ultra
I don't-
bees.
Can't help but wonder if this is maybe in where they're getting their stuff to make the.
What if
honey
these
stuff.
were bee people? What if they were transformed by their gods?
Or maybe they think they.
Have I
Yeah, the bee people
esoteric or
found
am I
these.
crazy?
You have gained an
Yes.
esoterra.
Yes.
They and I can reject your assertion. It would not seem that these people were once people, or if they were, it would have been a tremendously long time ago, or directly by means of magic spell, not the like slow degeneration you've seen in the Synodiceans.
Yeah, that would be my.
No comment on my that hole must go outside comment.
Hold on, sorry.
Which hole? I don't remember.
He said there's about a 1 foot wide hole high up on the wall somewhere.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking must lead outside. Otherwise, this would be a death trap for the bees, I would think.
Maybe this is where they hear the storms from.
Outside kind of seemed like a death trap for bees too. I don't know that we saw any flowers while we were out in the dunes.
Well, maybe it goes to a different level then. Maybe it goes to God, not Zekrom, that's a Pokemon. What the fuck are we looking for? Zargon, yes, thank you.
I think I'm not going to say that that's an Esoterra. I think that that's something where you got to go and poke it and find out. As far as does it lead to the outside world?
I'm gonna let Caleb get back to his thing while I think about that.
Sorry,
I
yeah,
have
go
nothing further except for wine that I hope the bees will like and get drunk on.
ahead. Is that your intention? Is to get them to collect
my
the...
intention
Yeah,
is
he made a
to get-
wine bottle.
is to make the bees happy and or drunk.
I think that it will take you probably an hour to see the effects of that. But what you do see is that the bees do eventually go to it and start picking at it to try to see if they can make some use of it.
Now is the time to heist the gold for my gold heisting comrades.
And what happened the last time we touched gold in this place? I don't think that's a good plan.
Real tempting though.
I think the last time we got gold, we became wealthier.
Nice.
And we're attacked by monster centipedes.
One of you guys is like on the door. We can get out real quick if they attack.
Alright, well, while this party makes a terrible mistake, I want to take my rope and tie it around my waist, like in the middle of the rope. And then to each end of the rope, I want to tie an iron spike. And I want to use this as jerry-rigged climbing gear to try and get to the 1 foot hole to find out if it goes outside.
Well, you do that no problem because you're a thief and you have climb sheer surfaces, which you don't need to do when you combine it with the mesh thing in the center of the room and your use of a rope and everything. You're able to climb up to the top. However, once you get to the hole, you find that it's a vertical shaft that's very narrow. It's also very slippery and stuff seems to fall down this thing constantly. And that one, I will require a climb sheer surface check.
What
if
does
you
the
want to try it.
not dry stuff smell like?
Somebody's latrine. Yeah.
Dirt. It's funny. I don't know. I've had somebody die that way in a game.
Like dirt that somebody pissed in, or
No,
dirt
just
like
dirt.
mud from
Just
a
like
storm
dirt
that fell
that-
down a hole?
Just like all the dirt that's in here and everywhere around you.
You refer to it as slimy, though.
I'm sorry if I said slimy. I did not mean to. I don't know where that came from.
Did he say slimy, or was I like spaced out?
No, because that's why I was worried about.
Sorry
the
about that.
latrine.
Okay.
No, it's not slimy. No, it's just
Okay,
dry.
I thought I was
black
losing my
bags.
mind for a second. Does it smell like fresh air coming through the hole at all, or just more stale air from somewhere else?
Yeah, what does the hole smell like?
I think
Much like your average friendly dog, I do like sniffing random holes.
Is that like the equivalent to us listen for sound but smell? things? I don't know.
I'm not gonna
Wait,
say
yeah,
it
could
out
I play
loud.
listen at door and see if I hear anything in the hole? Oh dear
Okay.
God, this is getting worse.
Slow payoff on that one was
Just
real.
roll something.
Okay.
You can roll a d6.
I got a 6. I don't think that's good.
Nope, that's real bad. You just don't know. But you're secure where you're at, and the bees don't seem to be bothering you. But you would need to do a climb sheer surfaces check to be able to explore this vertical shaft.
I'm not risking that in one of these games. I'm just gonna climb back down and be like, hey guys, I don't know where that hole goes, but it's not slippery.
Someone get the gold. It's right there.
So, before we start pissing these bees off, though, while they're, there's a door in the corner, and then there was a hole in the southwest.
To the northeast and the southeast.
Okay, but
And
so
the gold
Wait,
is...
Ross had more than one hole?
No, it's just at the top, and then there's a door on the west, the northeast, and then the one you came in. As far Shay, what you were talking about the gold and the gems, there is a bunch of it, like a whole bunch of it, but it's all at the bottom of this cage in the center of the room. There's this big cage, and then at the top of the cage is a big beehive, and then underneath the bottom of the cage is just a pile, just an absolute pile of gold and gems.
These are handled. Now is the time for the absolute pile.
I mean, you say that, but I feel like that hive is gonna fall, and then all the pissed off bees
Why would it
and
fall?
drunk pissed off bees, because that's how traps
No.
work. Stuff you don't expect to happen crushes
It's
you
a
to death,
beehive
and then pissed off
attached
bees
to a
eat your
mechanism.
remains.
I guess I am curious on the coins. Like, are they not falling out of the beehive, or is there
It's
there
just a
mechanism
giant
there?
pile of treasure, but over
Yeah.
top of it is a cage, and at the top of the cage is a beehive.
Is there any
Some of the
mechanism?
bees have went over and are sipping at the wine. It does look like they're interested in it, but it would probably take an hour to see its effect.
I'm picturing like a domed cage, and there's just a beehive hanging from the top, and the treasure's just on the
Yep,
floor. Is
just
that
like a
accurate?
wrestling
Okay.
cage, like a big...
There's no
Yeah.
mechanism attached to the beehive. No
Or the
anything. It's just a
cage.
Just
beehive.
cage.
You could
got-
you could probably lift or move the cage even. It's just that there's a giant beehive at the top of it.
But
And
it's
giant-
made by bees that are each a foot long, so that
No,
thing has
the
to be
cage is made of iron.
Well, yeah, but it houses a beehive made by foot-long bees, so it's
Bees
gotta be
don't
huge,
value
right?
gold.
So you
I'm
said
not
it was
asking about the gold. I'm asking about the size of the cage that must be encasing this massive beehive.
It was a 10-foot square cage, right? Is that what you said? Or did I mishear that?
That's right. It's 10 feet tall.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
it's
mean,
much
so the
smaller than I
beehive
think.
is probably this big or something at the top of it. Yeah.
I mean, is any of us skinnier than a foot? Could we like just squeeze in through a beehole and start shoveling treasure out? Now that I'm changing my tune?
Shaw is not a very strong fellow, so he's probably kind of lanky.
What do you do?
Well, when we nab the gold, which way do we want to retreat? As my guess, in case the bees start getting crazy when we start scooping gold,
Well,
which way are we
Yeah.
exiting? The way
If
there
we
was
came.
a monster behind us, so we can't go backwards.
But we didn't finish that that hallway.
That's true. Where we came from, there were 2 other doors.
Maybe we should check those doors first and make sure they're not broom closets.
Yeah, that's
And
kinda-
then
You have time,
if
yeah.
either of them goes to other doors, then we steal the bee treasure. How's that?
You got the time for it, so it should be, yeah.
You check. Okay.
Okay, so yeah, we're going back to the barracks that we raided unintentionally,
All right.
not knowing it was a barracks. And we're gonna check the other 2 doors.
Okay. Which door do you check?
There's the north door and there's the east door.
We check the north door. Let's just go counterclockwise here.
All right.
See my zone.
The door looks like a stone door. It doesn't look like there's any mechanism on it.
Listen at this door. You got 10 minutes, right?
All right, you can make a wisdom check and roll a... Actually, I'm sorry, I do it. You don't hear anything.
Okay. Well, do we want to open this door?
I believe we do.
Just open her up, see what happens.
Open this one
It's the
up.
same thing. You push on it a little bit, nothing seems to happen. Think Matarua or whatever, and the door slides. And you see on the other side, you see that this room... did I have this backwards? No. This room contains another 3 double bunk beds. It looks like this is where maybe those other reinforcements came from. You can see that there's a door only on the west and east wall, on the southwest and southeast walls. And the room is about 10 feet by 10 feet and 20 feet tall. And it looks like this is a little barracks where they were housed. And there's nothing else of... Oh, actually, at the foot of their beds are barreling and pouches, like large leather containers that contain their equipment.
And what of this equipment of which you speak?
Do you go and you look at it?
I do.
All right, you find 3 more masks worth gold, 300 each, 3 gold masks.
So that's 13 total I've got of those masks.
Yeah, we got a good haul so far.
Yeah.
Well, but we're keeping some of them for disguises.
Yeah.
And in addition to the masks and their equipment, you also find another 2 days worth of food and water. The water does not go bad, the food does. So you have 2 standard day rations each. So 6 total, 6 standard day rations and 6 things of water. Containers of water.
Is that how many we had at the last ones too?
I forgot to mention this, but there is a lot of stuff that you guys have picked up. So currently, 2 of you are with treasure. If you carry all that stuff, the swords, the masks, all that stuff, that's a lot of stuff. So what that means is that 2 of you, I would assume probably not Bashaw, because Bashaw's wearing chainmail, but that reduces your exploration distance down to Bashaw's. You have 2 more people that can be with, or 1 more person that could be with treasure before Bashaw would have to carry treasure, and at that point your exploration distance goes all the way down to 30 feet. So 2 of you are with treasure. Who is it, by the way?
I volunteer as tribute.
Shay
Tribute.
and who else?
Kind of figured it was Shay and Ratbite Ben because they kept picking up swords and stuff. Besides,
That's
Makes
fair.
sense.
I've
the
kinda
odds and ends
figured
I've been
that out.
grabbing at.
All right.
Piece of sword. Piece of sword.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've seen stuff worth money. I'm like, okay, you get a mask,
Right.
and I'll just carry the rest of them. Sure.
Makes sense. All right.
Like-
They're handling background stuff while everyone
Whoever-
else does that dangerous door stuff.
Well, whoever's carrying the masks, make sure you deduct 3 from it because the other 3 of us each have 1 for the disguises. So like you're only holding on to 10.
Yeah, I wasn't keeping. I was making sure I knew how many we had total, so when we get out, if we sell them. But
Yeah,
so
I
I
think
assume
that
I
matters.
assume everybody's got a mask who wants one.
it's always worth noting if I have it way wrong. If you're like, hey, whoa, I only picked up like 2 swords, and but in this case, I think it'd be a lot because you have solid gold masks and there's like 13 of them and all this kind of stuff. So, but here's kind of a pop-up, just so you guys know what happens, is a huge thing in this game is distance and time and movement and stuff like that. Unlike in 5e, I don't track every single item, and we also don't hand wave at all. Instead, what we do is I use the basic encumbrance method, which is I start with if you're armored or not, and if you're wearing heavy armor, your movement speed in a dungeon is a lot lower. And every time you move that amount of distance, which for Bashaw, I believe heavy armor 60 feet. So every time you move 60 feet, that's been 10 minutes that's passed. And that's time that your light is running out, your resources are running out, you have to sleep, and there's monsters. Especially monsters, like a lot more. So if you carry more treasure, that slows down, which means more resources get burned, more monsters, etc. So, just so you know, and that's abstracted. If I say, okay, now another person's with treasure. And also you're either with treasure or without treasure. Anyways. Okay, what do we do now?
How much food and water was that per person?
Well,
6.
sorry, yeah, 6 total.
What was the first time we got some? How much was in there? Because we had found a bunch of the barrels in
the first room before we
Yeah.
yeah. So 6 per person for each barracks, and so that would 12.
This room has 6 total. 6
Okay.
6 total.
Yeah.
The previously I don't know. 'Cause
Okay.
I don't. After I throw it out, I don't keep track of it.
I'm just gonna stick with 6, and that'll be good enough for me for now.
and
I mean, I'm good on food. I would just need some water.
So there's. How about? Let's see. So this room, if there's a door to the heads east, that probably goes north of the B room. I would think, based on my. So if we want to go that way, or
Well, since we know this place has more doors and we can block the bees to a degree, I'm going to bogart 2 water bottles because I have 0 water. And then I am confident enough to say we can steal the bee treasure now. I was just concerned that we were literally going to walk into like 2 little tiny closets.
Alright, so
Okay.
I assume the bees might get hostile, so do we want to have somebody ready at the door to like shut it
I'll
if somebody grabs
handle
some stuff?
the
and-
door guard job.
is anybody else wearing armor?
I will
No.
squeeze into the
Just
inside of the
never.
cage and shovel treasure at whoever is not guarding the door.
Okay, I've got 3 sacks, so I'll give you those.
Alright,
And
I'll
I'll
I gladly take his. I'm sorry. Oh, poor Ross.
Okay,
I can't put-
so the plan is that Chimera, you're gonna try to squeeze in without disrupting the hive, and then you're gonna shovel it out and get.
Yeah, I mean, if 1-foot bees can get out, I feel like I'm lean enough to squeeze between the bars.
Yeah, I'm gonna
But,
question that and say that it's possible you might mess that up. However, I'm gonna determine how likely that is.
I got them Pixar mom hips going on. Just can't tell under my robe.
So I'm gonna say that as a thief, to do it perfectly, if you do a move silently check or a dexterity check, and you'll get a better result with the skill success.
Do I roll a d20 and a 6?
So you roll a d20 to get under your dexterity, and a d100 to get 20 or under.
So I do believe I used move silently for my deed.
You want to do that?
we think? I mean, if we want somebody, does that make
Yeah.
make me
That's a
better
huge-
at squeezing
yeah.
through bars?
Yeah.
I
was
mean,
like,
well,
if
let's
we're
see if
gonna
I
have a
accomplish
thief.
it, though. What do I got to get for the percentile?
20 or under. However, with his deed dice, it would be something like whatever he gets on a d3 times 10 subtracted from that, or added to that. So
Oh, okay.
Oof.
Well, then yeah, I'll let him do it, and I'll just.
that's
Nope.
huge. That's his thing.
Yeah, it's like, oh, well, if you need some infiltration and sneaky,
All right,
I've got
you can
my bow and arrow up just in case some of them attack.
roll
I
a
appreciate that because
D3 multiply by
and-
10, and then that plus 20 is what you roll under on a D100.
And while he's rolling, I will pass him
So does
Bishaw's
this mean-
sacks as well as my own sacks, and we'll just cover him in sacks.
Is this one that I should roll, especially with the
Yeah,
D,
this one
or-
you roll, yeah.
Okay. So let's just do the D3 real quick. Ooh. It's a 3, yeah.
You got a 3.
Damn.
Okay, so now it's a 50. So you roll a
So my
D100
D
to get
goes
under
up.
50. And you roll your dexterity if you fail it.
Nope. Come on. So I'm trying to make sure I roll this one in the chat. So.
Relax, Bashaw. The bees can smell your fear.
Under a 50.
Yeah, is that
A little
64?
bead of sweat.
That's a 46.
Oh, nice. 46, that passes. Okay, so with the deed die, it passes, and also because it's a deed die, your skill die, it pops at a 30. So you can also add an additional benefit unrelated to this. You're able to get in without disrupting the hive at all. You notice that the bees are not paying attention to you, and you haven't you haven't moved the cage, and you haven't disrupted the hive, and you start like gathering up all the treasure, and then you put it out in sacks, and then people start getting it. In addition to all of that, you can gain some other specific material benefit. Is it that it takes you no time, and I don't check one of these boxes, like you do it in like a minute flat, or is it that you find something extra, or what do you think?
I'm thinking something extra. If I can
Okay.
find something extra, like yeah.
The bees are occupied with the wine, but there are some bees on the hive. However, the hive is not. There are portions where it's something has happened to it recently. Someone has either messed with it or it's experienced some damage, and there's a portion of it that's open and it's dripping honey. And you're confident that you could probably take one of your containers, and if you dump it out, however many containers you have, you could probably hold up and get some honey. But it will take you 2 minutes per container.
I would like to pass him my empty wineskin from earlier.
I will get I will fill that wineskin up.
How many
And
containers
keeping
do you
an
want to
eye
fill
on
up?
the bees.
You would fill
Well.
up, before anything happens, you could fill up 4 of them. And if you do a
Okay.
5th one, then something could happen.
So I'm a little wary because I'm keeping my eyes on those bees and seeing out, but like they're still distracted. Number 4, and if they start to seem any less, I see any. We'll just do 4. We'll stick with that, and then try and sneak on out.
And then I will carry my sacks of treasure, and I assume Bashaw will carry his own sacks of treasure.
So now you guys, we need a treasurer. Who's going to be the group treasurer? There's too much treasure to
Well,
somebody.
the problem with doing it that way is I got 4 small sacks of treasure. That's 800 CN. That's half of somebody's weight.
No, I just mean like right now I'm
Oh, to
about to
track it.
say, yeah, for
I've been
group
keeping track.
Okay.
I've been keeping track too.
Okay,
I don't know
good.
how
And that's
accurate
fine,
I am,
actually.
but-
Okay, that's good. Okay, so
It'll be good. We can compare notes at the end.
for the group, that means you've lost 4 containers of water, I'm assuming. I don't know, or wine. I don't. You have the 1 container of wine that was empty, and so
And
you've
have it
lost
empty.
3 containers.
Mhm.
So I assume of water, but just mark that off. And then, anyways, you now have 4 containers of honey. And let me see here.
Buzz.
I don't know what all the buzz is about.
Bees, man.
Okay, yeah, you have 4 containers of honey, and you get all of this stuff out from underneath the cage, and you make it back out, no problem. What do you do next?
I think we should get out of the bee room before the bees notice.
I would also like to get out of the B room before the bees notice.
Close that door.
Which room do you go in? Do you go in the
Yeah,
northeast or
which way
southeast door? Or the southwest door?
Back to the barracks was the plan, I believe.
Back home to the corpse room.
Because then we have the other corpse, the not corpse barracks, with 2 more doors.
Hmm.
Which
So we're going back to the second barracks to the north. Is that our plan?
you guys go
Yes.
through the northeast door? Okay.
Well,
We were going to
barracks the
backtrack
northeast
back to
door?
the barracks because there's
Yeah.
north barracks. So it was a barracks to the east, I mean to the west, and then to the north was the second barracks. Right.
In the room with the bees that you're currently in, there is the door that everyone is in currently is the northeast door. That's where you came from, and then there's a door to the east, which you initially came in, and then there's a door to the west.
Yeah, we're going back to the room with all the dead bodies where only 2 women survived.
Oh, that's the one to the southeast, the first one you came in.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, that's
This-
where we'd gone through before, and then we found another barracks.
I
Okay.
don't know if
Yeah, I
this
think
is
my map is
particularly
just
visible.
wrong, so that's why I'm confused.
Our,
so-
our intention is to go back to the room with the bodies, whichever door that is. It
Yeah, it
doesn't
could be
seem
this one.
important.
Oh, the bodies. Okay. All right.
If
Yeah.
we're here and we want to go here
Gotcha.
and then go here.
Okay, so you go through the southeast door, and there's just like a pile of bodies, like 13 bodies piled up, and there's a mattress with like, you said you put bodies on it or something, put covers on them. I can't remember. But
we tucked some in there and we moved it over the stairs, right?
and then this room has a door on the north side, and then one on the northeast side, on the east side of the room. Okay. And you go in here, and if you take a look in the sacks of the stuff that you find a huge number of coins, and in particular, you find a jeweled necklace that's massive. It's worth probably 700 gold pieces. Of the coins, you find 2,000 silver pieces, 500 gold pieces, and 2 huge gems worth 100 gold pieces. And now you have a new problem. With all of this coinage and the necklace, you are now all carrying treasure. And you will not be able to carry any more treasure. You also haven't completed your mission. And your movement speed has now decreased.
We may want to consider. I like clearing every room as much as the next guy. Just kidding, I don't. But we may want to consider going down.
Wait, so do we not need to be worried about the 1600 max weight thing on here?
Nope, I'm using what's called basic encumbrance. So as I was saying, you're either with treasure or without treasure. And what is with or without? If you got a bunch of stuff, you're with treasure. And if you're with treasure, then your movement speed decreases by half, almost, depending on what you're wearing, or by 30, anyways. And if you have treasure, you can't carry any more. So now everybody has treasure. I will note, by the way, remember you can return to Perrinval. All you have to do is find a way out, find your way back to the portal, and wait to see if it opens. That's all you have to do to return to Perrinval City.
Yeah, that's the trick. I don't think we remember our way out.
Nope.
Hey,
Yeah,
here's
I
another
mean-
point of order question. How, if we complete our objective, is that also how we get out if we complete our objective, or is there like
No, those are two
Still have to
separate
go back
things.
and
Like
wait.
you have the writ of like the mark that you were giving as adventurers that says, "Hey, go and explore this place. Tell us what's going on there, and then give us a report."
I believe it would be in our best interest to head back to the Wonkavator, because there's only 3 buttons that we're not sure what they do. And I mean, one of them's got to be the way out. I think we should probably be like, hey, here's what's going on down there. We can go back later, but we need to empty our pockets, I think.
Yeah. In the meantime, I think we should drop the swag off at our sanctuary spot, and then
make sure we take our masks and our tunics off
to eat the gold.
Yes.
That's why I'm saying we should leave. I don't trust them.
Oh, and
yes, dash it somewhere.
yeah. Okay, so do you go back down the ladder? Is that the plan?
Yes, I believe we are making our way back to the Wonka Vader.
Okay.
If we...
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say if we, because we still got to try to find our way back. If we do, we could do it with all the treasure, but it makes it really slow. It's kind of like which sucky way do we want to go? Real slow with all our treasure, or drop it off and maybe...
You say that, but my movement speed was 90, so I'm only down to 60 still, so I just got to be faster than you.
Yeah, the group movement speed is now 30 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're some... I mean, we are some amount down, an unknown amount down already, and we just need to get to the 5th floor. I think that is the writ demanded of us. Right?
Well, then we should just go press the 5th button, maybe?
Unless they're not taking us to floors and they're just
I think it's
taking us to
spinning.
Wonka dimensions.
Yeah.
I'm starting to get the feeling that all the buttons may just lead to the same floor. And that we need to find a way to escape the Wonka Vader. There were ladders.
Yeah, but like... Have you seen any ladders that went back the way we came yet? Because I don't think I have.
That would just be doing the opposite of what we did now.
Let's see here.
Well, I'd like to look for like an exit. I'd like to like leave the pyramid is my plan now.
Shay, your lantern oil has exhausted.
I'll load another one in there.
Why is it so tired? I've still got 3 oil.
And you all also have to take a rest for 10 minutes as you consume some food and water as you think about all this.
And for some strange reason, Bashaw bursts into flames.
Oops.
For all the dad jokes. No, a tease.
Yeah, what's the plan? Are we going back down the ladder? Is that trying to make it back to the stronghold with the warrior maidens, and then trying to find a way to not get them to touch the treasure? Or
we definitely can't risk them going through our treasure, because they'll murder us if they find certain treasure.
I have a point of order question again that I've asked previously. What's our writ's objective? Is it just to reconnoiter, or was it to get to the 5th level?
It's
to reconnoiter.
It's to reconnoiter, but down to the 5th level.
Great, awesome. Do we have any idea how far down we are?
I mean, we just went up, like, what, 1 or 2 levels?
1 level with this ladder here.
The ladder was about 20 feet up.
Going up the ladder was a bold move, I have to say.
And we went down ladders at least twice getting down to the warrior maidens, so they were the 3rd floor. Have you seen any ladders down?
Yeah, no.
I feel like letting them know that there's monsters and warrior women and magic men and bee people and foot-long bees is a good reason to have made it out alive without completing the mission. I feel like we have enough information to justify.
I feel like we've done a good job reconnoitering. We understand the religion here to some degree. We know what the factions are.
Yeah, I think what we have is valuable enough to still get paid.
I'll tell you what. If I look at... I have my notes. And if I look at it, and it does say in the letter of the mark not to go to the 5th floor, then I agree. Actually, you have the letter of the mark, so I'll read it again. Letter of mark. Greetings, heroes. I, Counselor Reiko, and all of the Council of Parenval, blah, 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 blah. Lots of stuff about that, right? While I'm aware of your immense capabilities, may I suggest a few things for this adventure? Number 1, be careful on gathering rumors. Number 2, be sure to pack food and water for Desert Trek. Number 3, you are fully to explore the first 5 steps of the great structure. Now, I know it says fully explore. However, I agree with you that you have to get... There's no way that they would know that, and there's not really any way you would know that, right? So you have to get to the 5th floor and see what's going on there, or you have to successfully lie, and we are talking about an advanced Magitech kingdom that's like able to bring people back from the dead that you have to lie to. And it says, number 4, under no circumstances should you open the 6th step.
I'm wondering is if we go back, unload, and then tell them the issue we're having in that we don't know where we are. Maybe they have some kind of crazy
Well, they'll expect us
device.
to have... I imagine they'll expect us to have, once we found our way out, to have made our way back in, since we will then have our bearings.
We then may lose again.
The crazy magic is this.
I'm just trying to... Yeah. I've got so many random... Because at first, like I was like
It's
keeping
tough,
track of the
isn't
map
it?
just
That's
for
what's
giggles.
interesting. Like it's not, but I am saying it. I'm like, there's a door here. There's a door here. It's about this by this. You know.
Like
So.
I've got my weird way of
Well, and then when I started doing the map at the beginning, he's like, you don't know which way is north. I'm like, okay. And now he's referring to every door as north here and southeast there, and I'm like, what
North
are you
to-
talking about?
It's north to you, right? Like, what is north? What does it matter? I'm just using it as an abstract, like, it's that way.
Yeah.
So if north's that way, yeah, it's just a abstraction.
we need a up-down compass. They must have that in their great magics.
An
So,
altimeter.
I think we guessed we got to at least the 3rd. If we guess that we get to the 5th, we're not lying. So
Because we went inside, and then we went down one with the bee people, and they took us down a second one. So we were on the 3rd for sure. That's where the warrior women are. But has anyone seen a way deeper?
I think we'd be on the 2nd floor now then, because
As we went up one in the,
Yeah.
the barracks room.
We have
They
access
would've
to the
been-
3rd.
yeah,
Because it's right
'cause-
on this ladder.
yeah, because they're trying to get to the 5th too, so they would have been leading us there. In theory.
So one of these doors should have a ladder going down, you're thinking.
They said that the first button led to ghosts, which
I was
felt
saying,
like
weren't the-
progression, but we never found ghosts.
ghosts
Well,
were
okay,
lower,
so
we
regardless,
think.
we need to make our way back to the Wonkavator is like the primary thing here.
I feel like this is probably I want to give you guys a clue. I'm loving the exploration stuff, but like some of this is because I added the confusion with the ladder, so it's my fault. So I apologize. So you did not go downstairs. So instead, where they took you is down a hallway, and you saw a statue in the hallway and a ceiling thing and around a corner, and you went down some stairs. These are those stairs.
So
What
they're
are those
not
stairs?
ladders?
Huh? These are
you
those
saying we-
stairs. You went down the stairs. These are those stairs that go down.
Are you saying we've been here before?
I'm confused. Where are the stairs
This-
now? You keep talking about ladders. Where did the stairs come
I'm sorry,
from?
not stairs. Not stairs. Ladder. This is the ladder. I'm sorry.
This
So
is
this
the ladder.
is
So
the
This
ladder
is
the
the
bee
ladder.
people brought us
Yes, because the bee people
Okay.
they brought you down a
The bee
hallway.
people brought us through the Gorm temple.
Because they didn't like cover my head or nothing, so I should recognize the place, right?
Yeah,
There were no
So-
people here.
but it's
Well, yeah,
like,
but I should recognize like the room. I mean, did I see all these beds, even if there were no people in them?
Nope.
So if that's the case, my theory is if we open, if we're in the room with the ladder, and we open the east door, that should open, and then there should be a 90-degree angle going south on the other end of that door, or one more door into a room that leads into that. I think.
And I will give you that too. It just goes into a hallway and then turns left. And then that hallway goes back into the place where you met the bee people.
Fucking NASCAR.
Not met the bee people, but the place where you go down the tubes.
Okay. So I just had that just the wrong direction.
No, I had that wrong because I was...
okay.
I won't explain why, but there's something about this that's kind of not well explained. So
Flippity floppity.
Sorry. It is basically the reciprocal of that. So I realize now I've screwed up your second floor map. So I will tell you that basically if you go out to the east, there's a long hallway, there's a statue, and then that hallway goes down to a long end far down at the end that you haven't seen. You haven't went down there. But then it turns left 90 degrees, and then that goes out into the room that had the big brass tubes that you went down. And
so we know where we are now. So we could go out the entrance of this place pretty easily if we wanted to. Yes.
You could probably just return to Perrinval City if you wanted to right now, assuming that you can get out and there's no more complications.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's an interesting question. Do we maybe want to? I mean, we could do that. Maybe we could just stash our loot at the entrance. I assume no one's using it.
Just find. I mean,
there's the 2 rooms that no one seems to go up to.
Might be worth a gamble of trying to hide our stuff near the entrance and hope nobody else comes to investigate.
One of the old classic things is to set up a cache, but that does have some risk.
So it seems to me, given that you guys suddenly became gods, that they have no idea that the 2 rooms are up there. So yeah, let's go hide it in like the fucking snake baby room.
Oh,
yeah, and then we could go back down, complete our objective, and then get teleported back here, sneak into the entrance, grab our stuff, and once we
complete our objective, we just got to find our way back out anyway, right?
Well, traversing back up through 5 floors might be better. I asked about this earlier. If we complete our objective, do we just get teleported out of here?
No.
No, we do not.
We have to go back to the door with the magic paper they gave us, do something to the magic paper, and then fucking wait for God knows how long.
Gotcha. Okay.
And there may be 2 much younger people answering the door to let us back into Perrinval because they have no idea about the time fluctuations.
Gotcha. Great. Okay, yeah, let's stash the stuff at the 2 rooms.
Okay. So you're in this room. You've got a door to the east. You've got a door to the north and a door to the west. You just came through the west door, which has the beehive that's still open. You can see the bees. And they don't seem mad, and they're like...
I closed the bee room.
You closed the bee room. Now you have that door closed to the west. You've got a door to the north. You've got a door to the east. You've got stairs. I keep saying stairs, I'm sorry. A ladder that goes down, and it's covered with a mattress, a bunch of dead bodies. What do you do?
What's that east one, and then down left, that'll bring us back to the tubes.
Follow Bashaw.
Alright, so do you open that door?
Oh, maybe one of you guys should check it.
I checked the door for traps.
Yeah, it wasn't trapped or anything before, but...
But it also didn't have 10
listen
naked
to see if there's anybody on the other side, because we know people are moving around in here.
Yeah.
Place, it is a changing.
Alright, yeah, it doesn't look like there's any mechanisms on the door. It's just a plain stone door.
And then while I was listening at it, I believe Ratbite Ben, or while I was checking it for traps, I believe Ratbite Ben was listening at it. Yes?
Yeah, that was
my understanding.
That'll take 10 minutes. You take 10 minutes to listen.
I was checking and he was listening at the same time because we're trying to plan like that as previously discussed.
Alrighty, you don't hear anything and you don't seem to see any traps.
Seems clear.
I would like to cautiously open the door.
You slowly press on it, nothing seems to happen. You push, slide the door, and then the lantern light of of Shay's lantern, you can see a hallway, and this side of the hallway has a blue paint that's vaulted on to your right. And as you go in and you look down the hallway, about 10 feet to the right, it ends, and there's a statue of a man holding a muscular man holding a lightning rod, and glittering like gold. And then to your left, this hallway continues down far into the darkness, at least another 20 or 30 feet. But from the door where you exit, just another 10 feet to your left is another door.
When you say gold statue, are we talking like the Matarui gold statue, like man portable?
It's quite large. It's probably a good 7 feet tall.
Ooh, not so man portable.
I'm gonna look at the rest of the party and be like, look, we're already stealing all this shit. You guys want to fucking team carry this thing out too?
I think we might have to make another trip for that.
You cast Tensor's floating disc?
No.
What kind of mage are you?
I would like to turn to relevant questioner and shine the lantern at the light and say, I can cast light.
In response to this, I would like to light my own lantern and cast light at him.
The Great Light Wars.
Yeah, I'm gonna burn oil out of sheer fucking pettiness.
So it goes. I just want to make sure because I missed the last thing you said. Thinking about the statue, goes down, stops at the statue, and then goes left.
Sorry, hold on. Marking where Shanzal is. Okay, sorry. Say that again. Go ahead.
So we're leaving
Yeah.
from the east door.
Yeah,
And
east door.
we're heading east, and at the end of the eastern hallway is the statue.
Yeah, if you look to the south, like if you turn to your right and you look to your right, you can see that about 10 feet there's a statue, and that's it there.
And then this way.
If you look that way, then just about 10 feet on the right is a door. And then the hallway continues on for like 30 feet into the dark. But you can't see any further than that.
10 feet on the right. There's a door.
So, to the south, there's the statue. To the north, there's a hall. And on the west, immediately on the west wall of the hallway, just 10 feet down the hall, to the west is a door. Yeah. The hall goes north-south. You're facing east if you're looking out the door. What do you guys do? You're going to try to get this statue. You're going to mess with that. You're going to check the door. And you're going to go down the hallway.
So previously we found the statue of the other god that had a wand to do anything. I'm trying to remember.
We stole gold from it, and it summoned two fucking not octopuses, centipedes.
It was also a mechanism. It had a hand that turned and did a thing.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Does this statue appear to have mechanisms? Does its hands look like it can turn?
Glancing at it and taking a look at its hands and shining your lantern up to it, it doesn't seem to have any mechanisms.
All right. Clothing situation. Is this a clothed statue or is it like artistically naked?
Artistically naked is a nice way to put it. I will. Let's see here. It looks. It's got. It's bare. It's bearing his chest. Big muscular man with a big beard, and in one hand is a balance, and the other is a lightning bolt.
Could we group carry this in addition to being with treasure, or would we have to? Would this
Oh.
have to be a second load?
Yeah, no, you would have to drop, 2 of you would need to drop your treasure.
Yeah, I think that
All
might
right,
be a
second
little-
load it is.
Yep, we'll do trips.
We'll be back.
We'll be back.
That's why we're stashing this stuff, right?
You guys are
We
really
can
getting
find our
into
way.
the, oh yeah, I am here to steal things. Oh yeah, okay.
I mean,
I'm,
I was trying to be
we're
wary of it at
archaeologists,
first,
right?
but like,
Archaeology. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
for
we
Put
science.
this in a
This is how the British
Museum.
Museum
This
works.
belongs in a museum.
right.
We have like all of the holy relics of an entire religion and culture, and we're going to take all of them.
yeah, it's called
And-
Finders Keepers for a reason,
With
dude.
this horrible instance of imperialism, we'll stop for the night.
Right.